Okay, here we go again, back with my brother. Yo, we doing a year-end edition, Nick.
I like
back
it.
with my brother.
I like it. Close out the year on a good note.
Nah, I would love to say we're going to close it out on a good note, but there's been so much going on in the world, man.
I know what you mean. I
don't know. For all of y'all who've been living under a rock, Sergeant Nick Irving back in the building. Welcome back, Nick.
Glad to be back.
You know something, kid? Let's start this off a little lighter than we typically do.
Yeah.
By any chance, did you get to see these fights this weekend? Jake Paul fought the ex-heavyweight champion of the world, AJ, Anthony Joshua.
Yep, saw that one, and I saw the Andrew Tate fight with Chase Demir.
You know something? You got to fill me in on that.
Yeah. What do you need?
Truth be told, first, who won? And truth be told, I'm going to tell you. I suspect your man Andrew Tate did not handle his business.
That's crazy you said that, because based on from just like his social media presence, I knew he was a former kickboxer, and I saw the highlights of Chase, his previous fights, and I was like, oh, he might get washed. I thought Chase was going to get washed. But then the fight happened, and it's like a whole new guy came out. Andrew Tate had no hands. He had no footwork, no cardio. I think he gassed out in like the second round. I'm talking.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm talking gassed out.
Now, Andrew Tate is ripped.
Yeah.
The kid is I mean, typically you see him, he's in phenomenal shape. Did he look out of shape by any chance?
No, he came in looking ripped, but it was his cardio. Like, he was, when I say gassed out, huffing and puffing in the second round on the stool. It was bad.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you, it does not surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. And the reason that I said I suspect that Andrew would get beat up in this fight, I didn't see it. Truth be told, before you told me about it, I didn't even know that he had a fight this weekend.
I saw it on Twitter, yeah.
But ring rust is a real thing.
Yeah.
That's a real thing. And he wasn't a kickbox, god or nothing like that, but he was actually, he was good at what he did. He was a contender. But this guy has been running his mouth for so many years, sitting in a chair. It takes something away from you when you're away from, that sport, when you're not in the ring. So it doesn't surprise me at all that, number one, he gassed out.
Yeah.
And number two, he looked rusty.
He not even looked rusty. He had zero hands, zero. It looked like two uncles, like drunk uncles fighting on Thanksgiving like holiday or something. It was serious? Real bad. It was bad.
Okay, did he look worse than Tyson when he fought Jake Paul?
Yeah, like 10 times worse.
Get out of here.
You gotta watch it. Don't even watch it. Watch mainly like the highlights. Don't waste your time watching the whole fight. Watch like a minute worth of highlights, and that was the whole fight. It was real bad. Like Tyson, at least, that's Tyson, but Tyson's 60-something, or he was almost pushing 60,
Correct, yep.
And
you saying Tate looked worse than Tyson?
Way worse. It looked like Andrew Tate had never fought a day in his life.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to tell you, it does not surprise me.
It surprised me.
Nah, like people think, you see dudes walking in the street and they look like straight guards. Dudes have the muscle shirts on and ripped. Real talk. I don't know how many dudes like that you see in the hood and they get into something and get washed. And you like, yo, how in the hell is dude get beat up looking like that?
Yeah.
And that's the Andrew Tate syndrome right there.
It has to be. And speaking of fights, I got a fight coming up January and then February, Golden Gloves. So yeah.
Where can we see it?
I might stream it. It'll be on YouTube, I'm sure.
Okay, you got to stream this, Nick.
I'm thinking,
and you got to let us know where we can see this.
I'm a businessman. If I stream it, it's going to be behind a paywall.
Nah, ain't nothing wrong with that, Nick.
Yeah.
Who you fighting?
I don't know his name right. I don't know his name. It's all like I can't think of his name off the top of my head. I don't really concern myself with the names. Just put him in front. Put him in front. If I start going too deep in other, put him in front.
That's the champion attitude.
And Golden Gloves is like a tournament anyways. I won't know everybody's name almost until I get there. It's like, you know, I got to fight a few people for the Golden Gloves competition. And I believe that's February, mid-February, like 13th, I think.
But real talk, yo, I mean, you might be onto something. People will pay to see that, Nick.
Hey, I'm a businessman. Even if not, it's gonna be on YouTube, and you know, I'm monetized on YouTube, so it'll all work out.
There you go. Okay, you know, before we move this thing on, I do want to talk about your thoughts on the Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua fight. First and foremost, what'd you think before the bell sounded?
No question. I knew AJ was gonna win. Without question. That's former heavyweight.
So you had no doubt?
No question, no doubt, no nothing. Like,
okay,
I've seen enough Jake Paul fights to know, like, I mean, he's like I don't know, he's a beginner boxer. He could box like other influencers and stuff like that, but I didn't think he had like, you know, heavyweight pro athlete potential. Not for that fight, no.
What'd you think about his strategy? I mean, he was on his bicycle the whole time.
Yeah, ran a half marathon the first, three and a half, 4 rounds. Hey, I can't blame him though. I would have done the same thing against AJ. I'd have been a track star. That's AJ. No.
Yo, nah, your man, literally, like, he was on his bicycle. He was pedaling, kid. But it's crazy because around the 4th round, I said it's over.
Yep.
Like, when I saw he started huffing and puffing, because you got to remember, he was running for 3 minutes every single round.
Right?
So, like, his cardio had to be way up if that strategy was going to last the full 8 rounds.
No.
It was like, yo, you had better be in marathon condition if that was your strategy.
Yep, you'd have to be. And he was, he even said like he stopped training as much cardio. He was doing a lot of cardio with training up for Gervonta. And then he stopped cardio to gain weight, I guess, to go up to fight AJ. And that was, AJ came in at like 245. That's a big dude.
That's a big boy.
Yeah.
Pause. Like, that's a big guy right there.
Yep. And when he got hit and jaw almost like legit fell off. Broke in two places.
Lost some teeth.
Yeah, folded them in. And I don't think AJ even hit him.
Out.
Yeah, I don't think AJ hit him as hard as he could.
Well, number one, he didn't hit him as hard as he could. You could tell.
Yep.
He was kind of taking it easy on him. But he also never caught him flush.
No.
Even when he finally knocked him down, knocked him out, it still wasn't flush.
He would have killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you see AJ in there, especially with that level of and, you know, truth be told, we got to give the Paul brothers their props.
Yeah.
Because I remember when Jake first started boxing, I mean, it was a joke. He was fighting reality TV show stars. He was doing whatever, but he showed, I'm a draw. People will pay for this. You know, it's crazy to think that as long as Anthony Joshua has been fighting, this is his biggest payday ever.
Right?
And it's fighting a YouTuber, an ex-YouTuber.
What did he pull in, like 90 mil?
96.
70? How much?
96 mil.
Gosh, bro.
No, matter of fact, they split it down the middle. They're saying both of them are going to take home 96 mil. But Jake Paul went on and said, nah, like the numbers was way higher. He was like, yo, we brought in more viewers.
Jeez.
Said, hey, that number's going up.
You know what? Like, I would, for 90 mil, would you fight Anthony Joshua?
I would.
Me too. Yeah,
I would.
Me too.
I would have the same strategy.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that could be your only strategy.
Yep. I'll let him hit me like once or twice to make it look good, but I'm going down after that. I'm going
100%. you gotta, here's the deal. And we watched Tyson in his prime, and dudes wasn't even trying to act like they wanted to be in there. They was in there and they was doing their little 90 seconds and they was like, get me out of here.
Yep.
At least your man stayed in for 4 rounds.
I don't think I would have made it 4. Once the check would have hit, I'm out. I'm out.
Nah, that was the mentality dudes was going in with Mike Tyson. They was like, yo, you know what? As soon as I know this check clear, I'm gonna take this beating and I'm out.
Yep. It can't be, I mean, it can be bad, but 90, it can't be like bad enough to where I'm gonna pass up on 90 M's.
Yeah.
Can't be that
but
bad.
You know, the craziest thing is that purse that these guys split, this is on the level of, you know, Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather when they fought. Like, to think that the world has changed so much that, you know, a YouTuber, like, let's not get this twisted. This man, I mean, he just started boxing, I believe, in 2020 during COVID.
Yeah.
So to be able to bring a fan base and an audience to the level where you are legit fighting on Netflix to, you know, hundreds of millions of people. I mean, truth be told, Mike Tyson never even fought in front of an audience.
Wow.
At that level.
Yeah, exactly.
Floyd Mayweather never fought. They never did.
Yep. Netflix is worldwide. Yeah.
It's worldwide. Crazy. Okay, let's switch topics for a second. By any chance, did you get to catch Nicki Minaj?
Yeah.
Sitting down with Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica?
Yeah.
At this Turning Point USA event?
Yeah, I did.
I mean...
Charlie wasn't even one of there to begin with, though.
Wow.
After what he said, he was doing one of those little sit-down things, and he talked about what he felt about Nicki and Cardi.
Right now, black culture is being held captive by influences, songs, and role models. I mean, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B.
Okay, Nicki Minaj is causing dads to leave the home.
Hold on a second. I don't think that's a good role model for 18-year-old black girls. I don't.
You know, it's for degenerates. Degenerate culture, breeding a degenerate culture for young women. You know, he wouldn't want her there to begin with. But like
Nick,
we know,
powerful.
They do anything for a check, though. Anything for, I don't know what they paid her, but I mean, Turning Point is not a cheap organization. They bring in hundreds of millions, tens of millions. I know she got a good bag to sit there and lie the way that she did. And act like she didn't know what Charlie has said about her before.
Okay, so do you think it was as simple as the bag?
That's all it was. I don't think, if she believes anything, this is my opinion, I think that if she believes anything, it may be about the Christians being slaughtered, you know, in Africa and prosecuted in Africa. I think she might stand for that. Everything else out her mouth, I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
You know, she went at it, first and foremost, before I go there, she was gushing damn near. Like her praise for President Trump was next level.
Yep.
You know, Nicki is, I mean, she did everything but put on that MAGA hat and do that little Trump dance.
Well, I think she has a hat out now, the Barb's hat. I just saw somebody post it up. It was somebody from that organization, Turning Point, or it might have been the White House, I don't remember. But she has a hat like Make America Barb's Again hat. So I don't know. I mean, she probably had a hat in her back pocket. So, I mean, clearly, we all know that her husband, for that matter, he's what's that list? The sexual
offenders, predator?
The predators list.
Yeah.
You know, he's a registered sexual predator.
Yep.
Do you think this is strategy to get him taken off that list?
Oh, I didn't think that deep. That deep. Yeah, it could be, very much so. Who else did that? Somebody else got in good with the
president.
I mean, all kinds of people, like Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne,
he
yeah,
was out there waving the flag for Trump, and his charges get dropped.
Yeah. She might be playing the long game. She might be playing chess a little bit right now. Yeah. I didn't think about that. And if it is, I mean, I guess good on her. I can't deduce myself that low, though, I can't deduce myself that low. Like, give support on something I really don't believe in. I don't care about the bag that much. I have morals at the end of the day, I mean, I care about the bag, but it comes with, like, limitations, I think, though.
Yeah, here's the deal, and this is as real as I could put it. It felt like she believed every word she said. Like, short of this chick getting up there, waving the American flag, and screaming Trump, 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 it felt believable. She was damn near gushing.
It felt believable maybe to the people who don't know her or know her background or know what, like I said, what Charlie has said about her and Cardi. So I think she knows that too.
Yeah, that's the craziest part is, this is Charlie Kirk's, his organization that he founded. Mm-hmm. And he made it very clear on his stance.
Yeah.
About her.
Yeah. Yep. So why bring her on? That's confusing to me too. Why even bring her on?
I mean, do you feel like his wife in some way betrayed him, or his wife is taking a more noble approach, like, even in the wake, of my husband not being here?
Hey, listen, like I get the grieving widow. I'm not trying to get step on too many toes, but I just don't. Do I think she took the noble approach? No. I don't believe her. Ever since she's been on her little book tour and taking over what he started days after, and tweeting and fake crying and hugging, and I don't believe really not much of anything that she says. I think she's a money grabber. She's going for the bag of gold. That's it.
How long before we see her with a new man?
I saw, I don't know if it's true or not, but I saw her with her ex-boyfriend, who was also Charlie's friend, teamed up or doing this little tour together or something like that recently. But to answer your question, I'll give it about a year. I'll give it about a year, 12 months. We won't make it till 2027 before she's with somebody else.
So she just letting the dust settle?
Yeah. You think her DMs aren't already flooded? They're already flooded. She's in the pickings right now. She's just picking them out, lining them up. Gotta be. There's a lot of rich men out there she'd love to have take care of or take Charlie's place.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Right. Yo, before we move this thing on, I want to read to you a tweet that Nicki put out. Because I really because it wasn't just that she, vowed her love for Trump and his administration. She went out after the California governor,
Newsom,
yeah. She put out this tweet, and then I want to read back the tweet that he sent her back. She says, "Imagine being the guy running on wanting to see trans kids. Ha ha. Not even a trans adult would run on that. Normal adults wake up and think, want to see healthy, safe, happy kids. Gav out." He hits her back and says, "Know your neighborhood and protect your community. California's Megan's Law website makes it easy to access publicly available information about registered sex offenders in your area."
Oh, he pulled the Kendrick Lamar bag out. Damn. I don't like him, but I like that tactic. It's not 50 Cent level, grimy, petty, but it's a good one. I'll give him 1 point for Newsom, and that's like the only point he's getting for me. But I'll give him 1 point for that little poke. I'll give him that. But you're right though. She might be lining him up. Her little political, spiel or whatever you want to call it to get her husband off that list. Could be.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
That's a smart move. I guess it could play in her favor.
Nah, it would not surprise me whatsoever. If one thing that we know about this president, he's accessible.
Very.
Like
very.
he's listening, he's paying attention.
Yep.
And you sing his praises and you can damn near get whatever you want out of him.
She shouldn't even have to go on like Turning Point. She could have just gone on Fox News for that then.
I mean, that's probably next stop.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Damn.
that's probably next stop.
Well, somebody should read her or quote to her what Charlie said about her. That's what I want to know. Like, what is her viewpoint on that? When he said that her music and Cardi B's music, they're raising like a degenerate young black woman or something along those lines. I'm probably butchering his quote verbatim, but yeah, close to it.
Yeah, I gotta look that up.
Yeah.
Nick, I wanted to start this thing out more lighthearted because there's so much darkness going on in this world, but we typically, you and I, every time you and I sit down, if there is not a mass shooting that has happened that day, within the last 7 days, there's always a mass shooting.
Yep.
You can almost set your clock by it every time you and I sit down. And today's no exception. You familiar with that Bondi Beach shooting that took place, I want to say about a week ago over in Australia?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
This shooting in particular, it breaks my heart. And I want to really get your thoughts on it because you're a father and you have, you wear your love for your son on your sleeve.
Always.
Anybody who knows you love your boy.
Oh, yeah.
The alleged assailants, the alleged shooters were a father and son duo.
Yep.
Came to this religious event targeting Jews.
Yeah.
And they came as a father and son to just cause chaos.
Yeah.
And kill together. Like, before we even get into it, what is your thoughts about that?
If religion causes you to be that sick as a parent or an individual, then maybe that's not a religion you should be practicing. If it makes you that sick in the head, that, evil, that vile, to even want to put your loved ones in that situation. But going into that situation, he had to have known, like, we're not coming out of this alive.
Exactly.
So to put your son in that kind of harm's way, I couldn't imagine doing something like that. And if I were ever going to be in a situation like that, you better believe it's just going to be me. I'm not bringing my son nowhere near violence like that, where I know he's going to die. Like, well, I believe in the afterlife, and there's only one place you can go if you put your son in a situation like that. There's only one place even if they didn't kill anybody, putting your son in that situation alone is enough to warrant to burn forever in a whole lake of fire. Give him the ocean of fire.
That's so real. That's so real. I mean, of course, my heart broke when we turn on the news and we see another mass shooting. I want to say they killed something like 15 people.
Yeah, and like more wounded, close to like, what was it, in the double digits wounded, 40?
It was in the double digits, yeah, about 40 people were wounded. So to think, I mean, how do you even have this conversation? In any parent that loves their child, how do you even have this type of conversation that, hey, I want you to come with me to not only cause devastation and wreak havoc in the lives of innocent people. But one of us, both of us, there's a high likelihood that we're not leaving this place alive.
Mm-hmm.
How do you even have that conversation with somebody you so-called love? That's the furthest thing from good parenting. It's the furthest thing from love. I don't even understand how religion can get you to this place.
I don't know. When I was overseas, like, when I say like, it's not uncommon to see a way of thinking that completely like blows your mind of like, why would you do that? I've seen a son tell his mom to go pick up some AKs because he knew that she was gonna get shot. I've seen that way of thinking overseas. They're not I don't know what makes them like that. I don't know if it's like a cultural thing, a religious, but that is like a part of their culture, that religion that they practice. I don't know, but it's not, they go above and beyond the practice of religion, and it becomes like a inverted, perverted practice of it, where they twist certain words and phrases out of a book that, I don't know why somebody would be like that, but they're not this is gonna sound bad, but when I was in the Army, I never saw them as like, I don't believe this now, but I never saw them as intelligent people when I was over there, just because of the way of thinking. Because somebody went outside and took his shit and wiped his ass with his hand and flicked it off, and then went to go like have sex with a four-legged animal, I never really saw him as, yeah, that was back then. Not everybody's like that, but yeah.
How common would you say that way of thinking is with our troops that are over there?
Oh, wow. I think it's a lot. I think that when I was over there, and I'm pretty sure nothing has changed, but if they wanted to go kill Americans, that's what they're gonna go do. And they would bring your son along to come fight. It's like, come to work with your dad day, you know? And you could kill a father and his son in the same night. It happens all the time. It happens a lot.
Okay, so specific to you in the way that you thought about the enemy at that time, would you say most of our troops are going over there and thinking that these are unintelligent people?
Yeah.
They get what they get.
Yeah, oh yeah. You kind of have to think that way in order to do your job. You have to think that way. The minute you think of them as people or equal to you, that may cause you to like hesitate for a split second. You might see yourself having empathy for a split second, and you forget that these people you're going up against, they don't think the way that you do. They don't have empathy the way that you do. And they'll kill you and behead you and chop your head off in a heartbeat. So you can't look at your enemy as people. Can't allow yourself to do it. It'll tear you up big time. You wait till you get out and the war is over, or your war is over, and then you let it eat you up. Then you ask yourself questions, but not while you're over there.
Okay, so prior to you going over there, and I'm talking about before you enlisted, did you think this way about the enemy?
No, I didn't know, like, I couldn't find Afghanistan on a map back then before I joined up. I couldn't find it on a map. I knew it was like in the Middle East, but I didn't know like what their culture was about, what they practiced, their religion. I didn't know nothing about that. The news, the Tell My Vision, television taught me pretty much before joining a lot of what the enemy or so-called enemy was about. And then you get in and then you hear people talk, you have conversations, and you're like, it can't be that bad. Then you go over there and it's like, damn, it's bad.
Okay, so it wasn't just the rhetoric that was put into your head by I guess your senior officers, you went over there and you saw some things to say, yo, nah, this everything that they've been telling me about these people rings true.
Oh yeah, from how they treat their women to even how they treat, we call them chai boys, like chai tea. We call them chai boys. And how men are for pleasure and only women are for reproduction. Women don't really have a purpose. It's just to reproduce. But when you start to see the little boys with the older men and stuff that they do, then there's this thing that in Afghanistan, it was like Man Love Thursday. And I accidentally walked in a tent. I thought it was like the snack tent where we had like our Gatorade and chips and stuff. I walked into the wrong tent and I seen about 20 plus dudes, like they weren't wrestling.
Hold up, maybe I'm not following you here.
Man Love Thursday.
I want to make sure I'm getting this correct, because you will damn near be beheaded. Like, they don't play homosexuality, transsexuality, none of that over there.
Yeah, there was a mission out in Afghanistan. We're in a tree line and stuff went down. We're plucking some dudes off, pause. We're taking down some enemy, coming out the tree line, butt naked. And in the tree line, we were pulling dudes. We had to pull guys out of each other. And they had makeshift condoms on of like saran wrap and a bow tie of like yarn at the base of it. And we had to pull some dudes apart out of each other.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You saw this with your own eyes?
Touch the bodies.
So you're telling me you guys killed them. So what do you have, 33 confirmed kills?
On that deployment, yeah.
No. What's your total confirmed? I know you will never know it because you were a machine gunners.
Yeah.
But what is your confirmed kill?
In all of my whole career, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I killed more people on my first deployment.
What's on record?
My first deployment, I killed more than 33 people. That was in Iraq, yeah. My first deployment, easily over 33 people.
Okay. So let's just say what's on record when people search you and it's Army sniper, Army Ranger, 33 confirmed kills. Mm-hmm. Let's just say, we know it's more, but let's just say it's 33.
Mm-hmm.
Are you telling me part of that 33 were men having sex with men, killed in the act, and you physically had to pull this man's body part out of another man?
I didn't pull his body. I pulled the body. I didn't go down and just touch his thing. No, it was not the body. Yeah, during that time we were cutting people's fingers off for fingerprint analysis. That was back then, and you had to pull body. We had to pull their bodies off of each other. So my guy, won't say his name, so he could cut the fingers off of him, put him in a plastic bag in his pocket, come back and you take it to a 3-letter agency building and they run some fingerprint analysis, DNA. We've taken jawbones off of target from a suicide bomber for dental records, yeah.
Okay, did I hear you correctly? You said they had a condom with a string attached to it?
It wasn't even a condom. It was like saran wrap and a bow tie of like burlap yarn or something like that at the base of it, tied tight.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm not kidding you. No, 100%. On everything I love. Yeah.
Okay, and I don't know if this is war crimes or you can even answer stuff like this, but were y'all, did you take pictures?
Oh, we have to, yeah. We took pictures of everything. Not of them doing it, of course, but yeah. We took pictures.
So there's a picture somewhere in the ether, somewhere in the universe, of men stuck inside of men dead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We thought it on like ISR, the overhead footage of what we're basically allowed to see on target. We'll call it like a drone or a C-130 or whatever, flying up above, and yeah, you get a chance to see an overhead view. And to us at the time, they were over some weapons, near some weapons cache, and we had tracked them all day until nighttime. And when they were all on each other, it just looked like one big hot spot. I didn't know, no one knew. It was like, that's a bunch of dudes doing it. No, just like a ball of a hot spot. And they start going for the weapons caches and shooting at us, and it went down. But before,
just for my own clarity and for the viewers' clarity, isn't homosexuality frowned on? I mean, this is not the United States, where there are organizations leading the fight for equality. I was always under the assumption that over in Afghanistan and over in the Middle East, that was it wasn't even tolerated. I mean, we see the way they treat their women. So right now, and forgive me, I'm caught so off guard. It was always my assumption that that type of behavior, men with men, was damn near punishable by death in that region.
You might be thinking of like,
you're saying, hey,
another country in the Middle East. I know some countries are like that.
It was a full-on orgy.
Afghanistan, it was 100% like, yeah, Afghanistan was different. Like, you see it every day. Little boys with older men with older men, yeah. You see it every day. I don't think, like, it just might have been other countries that don't tolerate homosexuality, but Afghanistan, you see it every single day. It was like one of the most in your face, every day you saw it, some form of it, every single day.
I never knew that, Nick.
Yeah.
I never knew it.
Yep. Man Love Thursday. They would like have a big mass orgy every Thursday. Clockwork.
I can't speak for the larger group of Americans in the audience, but I think that that's going to catch so many people off guard.
Any guys who went to Afghanistan know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's nasty.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, and are these the same guys that we see fighting on the front line?
Oh yeah, the same ones.
Are you serious?
The same ones, yeah. Oh yeah. Like, we used to work with the Afghans towards like the end of my career, the Afghan army, and they would live on our compound. And you're told from the get-go, hey, this is what they do. This is what they do. And they go out, they fight with us, and the guys that you are fighting, like 80% of them are probably not even in the closet. That's what they believe in. That's their pleasure. Pleasure is like other men. If you want to have a baby, that's the only time you can use a female.
Okay, whoa. These are not men in the closet. These are not men who are bisexual. I mean, obviously they're bisexual because they want to reproduce.
Yeah.
But you're saying that these guys that we see with the turbans and holding those AKs and they're right there on the front line, the majority of them are just straight homosexual?
Oh, there's nasty. I'm not saying if that's what you want to do, fine. But from what I've seen, it's not what I dip in. No.
You know, Nick, every time you come onto the show, I learn something new. Every single time we get to speaking about your time overseas, I learned something that I never, ever knew.
Yeah, absolutely. I was shocked. Yeah, I still got nightmares, man, of some of the nasty stuff that I've seen, of Not even just like killing people, just like, what? Yeah.
Okay, so you're over there and you actually say you fought side by side with some of them, correct?
Yep.
Okay, make this make sense to me. These are highly religious individuals. These guys are praying 5 times a day. They're screaming Allah Akbar.
Yep.
From a strictly religious standpoint, how is that possible? Like, has any of them ever justified from just a purely religious standpoint that this is acceptable in the eyes of Allah?
Well, we had like 2 different types, right? So you got the ones who are, of course, highly religious, but they did not like the Taliban or Al-Qaeda. They didn't like them, so they were helping us fight them to, rid their country of this and hopefully make it a better place. And they also wanted a paycheck. But then you got some, and it happened all the time, you're out there fighting with them, and they turn and mow your guys down. While screaming Allah Akbar, they would shoot us. We call it green on blue, blue on blue, whatever you want to call it, but it happened quite often where you take these guys out and everything's fine and dandy, and one or 2 of them, or you're at a gun range, they'll just turn their gun on you and shoot you. So it was like, yeah, you had like 2 different types.
So how could y'all sleep at night? How could y'all even fight with these people if you know at any given second the person who you're entrusting with your life is going to turn and put the barrel on you?
That was President Obama at that time. He wanted, I guess, to implement. We were doing this whole like not Passover, the religious Passover, but like to pass over the efforts in Afghanistan, the war efforts in Afghanistan. To them, they're the control. And if you look at it, I mean, he kind of accomplished it. The Taliban are in control now, but could we sleep at night? I mean, we took their guns away at night, I slept fine, but yeah, you look over your shoulder, definitely. But in my mind, though, I'm like, if anything does go down, hopefully I'm quicker on the trigger, They sucked at fighting, but yeah, they were terrible fighters.
That's a whole different conversation right there.
Yeah.
I want to just touch on that before we move forward.
Yeah.
This is an enemy, and again, I have never fought. I've never seen combat.
That's a blessing.
Overseas, exactly. So if some of these questions I'm asking, they're a little elementary, forgive me, because we look at. We watch TV, we watch the news. These are guys who are literally. It always feels like they're ready to fight to the end.
Yeah.
Their life doesn't mean as much as their cause.
Oh yeah.
And you would think that they're great fighters. To hear you say that they weren't, good fighters, that's not something I would ever expect.
If they were great fighters, I wouldn't be here. Like, you might have a handful of good fighters, but the majority were absolute trash. Like, don't aim, don't know how to maneuver, don't know what cover is. They believe in Allah's will, and his will, if it's his will to have them die, then that's that time. But I never came across, I've come across one, but he was Chechen, the Chechen sniper who had me pinned down for 3 hours plus in a little hole with 5 other dudes. Like, that's the only legit fighter I've ever come across over there. Everybody else was, easy killing.
And you told me about that Chechen sniper before. So he's the only one that you would say I had a level of respect for that guy.
Huge amount of respect. Like, he humbled me, big time. He made me realize I wasn't who I thought I was. On that day, we fought all day. You know, he had us pinned down for 3 hours, but we fought for, I believe, 9.5 hour gunfight. The whole lot was over 12, I'm pushing 15 plus, but he was the one that humbled me. Never got him. He got some of us, but I never got him. That was the one that shook me to my core.
Didn't you say eventually he got killed, but it was in a whole other...
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with you guys?
Nope, we didn't have nothing to do with it. I think it was the British SAS. They're spec op guys, and I think they got rid of him. Yeah, I was contracting in Iraq with Triple Canopy, and I called back to my old unit, the Rangers, and that's when I got word.
So let me ask you, let's just think of this in terms of sports, right? Mm-hmm. It's some dudes who you might play and their name just ring out. Everybody know them throughout the city. Everybody, like, their name just ring out. Is that the same way it is when you guys are out there on the field? You're doing what you do, because for you to not only remember this guy, but even when he finally got taken out, you got word that you know, the Chechen sniper is gone. Is it the same thing when people are just nasty and they just do what they do well? Do their names ring out over there?
Oh yeah. I think with him, I learned about it, or who he was, through the Marines. I was doing some scout sniper stuff the night before with the Marines, and they were saying that this guy had been in that region. That was like, he owned that land and had over 100 plus, hundreds of kills. And he'd been working that area since like the Soviet days when he was real young. He was an older guy, but he's been fighting since like the 1980s or something in that region. And it was like a lethal dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
And all this time I'm thinking it's somebody in your age range.
No, he was an older guy. Very wise, older guy. Like, he played with us on some bullet stuff. Like, you couldn't move 1 inch. If the grass moved, and we were, you know, concealed and all that, camouflage, but if you moved 1 inch and the grass moved next to you, he'd shoot that grass. I was watching bullets like less than 1 inch pop around my spotter, and I had me and my reconnaissance guy, we'd go helmet to helmet, getting up to try to see where he's at, and a bullet passed in between us, our heads. And the medic thought we both got our heads blown off. He was really good. Couldn't find him.
That accurate?
Yeah, very accurate. Couldn't find him. I think he just messed up a little bit on the wind, maybe. And he was a distance away, like 500 plus meters away. Because I was shooting guys off of rooftops closer in than that. And we asked to get bombs dropped, big bombs, 500 pounders, 1,000-pound JDAMs, and couldn't get it dropped. And he was calling in his buddies to surround us. You could hear the enemy around us. They're, you know, screaming Allah Akbar in their footsteps, running around us. We were plucking guys off 20 feet away. My spotter was, yeah.
Did any of y'all get hit? Any of your...
Yeah. 3,
really?
Watkins, Cop, and the PL. Yeah, 3 of us did. 3, not me, but 3 of us. A lot of guys had bullet holes in their clothes and stuff, but yeah, it's all on Google. Like, there's a few hundred people we were surrounded by. A few hundred people. I was watching guys getting dropped off in legit, like, pull-up, hop-out vans with the sliding door, on 5 guys stacked deep on a little motorcycle, moped deal, RPGs. They were getting dropped off by the truckload, literally. I shot a dude, like, I was up on a rooftop and I shot a dude the building next to us, and I was like 50 feet away.
Wow.
We were getting overrun. Yeah, big time.
Yeah, you told me about this a couple of times, but you're filling in the blanks of things that you didn't tell me prior. Wow.
Yeah, it's the only firefight we've had to, like, leave. We were getting overrun, big time. Big time.
Huh. Okay. I'm going to bring it back to this Bondi Beach for a second. You know, we live in a technology age. Everybody has a cell phone. Everybody's cell phone is capable of taking videos, and we're seeing more and more videos as people are taken out of here. Charlie Kirk, for that matter, you know, his death was, I mean, it was on everybody's cell phone within seconds.
Yep.
They actually have video of two encounters, one of which is, I believe, was the father. There was a married couple that was walking. They saw, and I believe that this father and son, the assailants had the flag in the window, and a husband and wife, they were walking and they saw this flag being displayed, looked to see what's going on, and then the older of the assailants, the father, you know, he actually got into it with the husband.
Mm-hmm.
And we're watching this. He actually, the husband disarmed the father assailant, but he fell on the floor and he didn't kill him. And it turned out to be a fatal mistake for him and his wife.
Yep.
The guy goes back to the car, gets another gun, and shoots both the husband and wife in the head.
I did not know he killed the guy who disarmed him.
Yes. Well, remember, there were two people, and we're gonna get to the youngest son was disarmed. I'm talking about the older. They're speculating that these were the first two victims.
I'll tell you what, if I were in that position, which I pray I never am, but I would have shot the guy without question as soon as I got the gun from him. But like I said, I'm always armed, even at the beach. I get in Australia, their laws are way different when it comes to, you know, to owning guns, but can't be that bad. These guys had them, and they practice at a gun range. But I would have shot the dude as soon as I disarmed him. If I did not have a gun on me, which is rare. But I would have blew his whole chest and face off.
Yeah, I think that, and it just shows that even in the midst of a tragedy, people still have a level of humanity in them where they'll be willing to take down the assailant, but not take his life. And it's unfortunate in this case, again, that was a fatal mistake because that assailant went back to the car, got another gun, and literally killed that husband and wife.
I can't relate to that level of humanity. I don't think I ever want to be able to relate to that level of humanity, ever. I couldn't fathom being in that situation and not be willing to take a life to save lives. I couldn't imagine being in that mindset. I get killing's not for everybody, but there's a time and a season for everything. There's a time for peace and a time for war, you know? And that's universal law. I can't be in that mindset of being so humane that I'd hesitate to kill a threat, you know? Even Jesus was flipping over some tables and whipping people. You gotta have it in you.
Nah, you know, you text me as soon as the news broke. And you told me, you know, and I'm actually gonna include this clip there was a prior interview where you said you take your gun to the beach. And your exact words is, that's a soft target. Yo, hold up. Did you just say the beach?
Yeah.
Come on, Nick.
I brought a whole MP5, like, to the beach in a backpack. A foldable, collapsible MP5 and some pistols. Everybody, I mean, everyone's naked around. That's a soft target. The soft target places especially. I'm strapped. Yep.
It's a soft target. People undress. People are chilling.
Yep.
If you ever wanted to catch people with their pants down, that's the place to do it.
Easiest place
And
to do it.
here we have it.
Easy, and it's easy pickings. Like it's so hard to find cover on the beach, a place to hide, unless you jump into the ocean, you know, or go towards the fire, wherever the gunfire is coming from. But it's like almost essentially shooting fish in a barrel. A mass shoot, I'm surprised more mass shootings. I don't want that to happen, but maybe it would encourage Americans to start packing at the beach. If you're a responsible gun owner, you never know when it's gonna pop off. Those little signs that say no weapons allowed, it's not in Braille, I can't see it, you know? I got bad vision.
You know, there was a second video that had come out, and it showed another gentleman, Ahmad Al-Ahmad, Ahmed Al-Ahmed, I believe I'm saying his name correct, but he's a true hero. You saw this guy do an amazing act of heroism, snuck up behind one of the assailants, I believe it was the son, disarmed him. And this is after the son had killed several people. And this gentleman, Ahmed Al-Ahmed, you know, he took a couple of bullets in the process and still didn't kill the son. I mean, you gotta, number one, give it up to this man, because most people would have froze.
Oh yeah.
Most people would have, I mean, followed the first law of the land, which this is self-preservation. I just want to hide and get home safe. The fact that he jumped into action, disarmed this man after watching this man kill people, I thought was amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
But I also think it's amazing that he didn't take him out.
Me too. Me too. I can't bring myself to that mindset. You know, good on him for not having, but I still think he would have slept just fine. I think he would have slept just fine.
So you don't think he'd had no problem sleeping that night if he'd have pulled that trigger?
No, not in an incident like that. Like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. I didn't lose sleep after my first kill. I mean, I had a terrible nightmare, but it didn't stop me from doing what I had to do throughout my career. But I think I would hope a lot of people would have just pulled the trigger. I don't know what his state of mind was. Maybe he just had that much compassion in him. He didn't want to take a life, or he was worried about the repercussions. I'm not sure. I just would never be in that situation. Ever. If I got you dead to rights, you're dead. That's it, point blank. I wouldn't bat an eye at it. I would go home and make a peanut butter sandwich. I wouldn't bat an eye.
You know, I have no doubt that everything you're saying is 100% your truth.
Yeah.
I have no doubt that if you would have took that gun from that guy, he would be dead.
Yeah.
He would have met his maker.
Would have loved every minute of it, every second. Would have loved it.
Okay. Do you not think that this man, because he is alive, the assailant is alive. He was in a coma for 2 days, medically induced, but now he has awakened. He's going to stand trial. You don't think that him being alive, the victims having a chance to speak to him and to see justice be imparted on him for what he's done, and to let him know the chaos and the devastation that he's caused in their life, do you not think that that's the better route to go?
No. Like, whatever the victims and the families, whatever they possibly could say or do, is not going to bring their loved ones back. So having a chance to see him stand trial, it'd be too painful for me to even want to see the guy that did that. I'd rather just be able to open my phone and saw somebody blow his face off before he had a chance to kill more people. I'd have loved that outcome way more than having this guy still breathing and my family member is dead. You shouldn't be alive. I don't care what the courts have to do. They could do whatever they want. I would have preferred, if I were in those other shoes, which I'm thankfully not, I would have preferred seeing his brains scattered across the damn, the sands of the beach and be able to flip open my phone and see that guy blow his face off. I'd have took joy in that. That would have been that's just me. That would have been my piece. Seeing him, get the same punishment that he was trying to, or had dealt out prior to someone taking his life. Because the court system is not going to do what I want the court system to do. And if you're going to keep him alive, I want some vile stuff done to you. Like, it's not going to be quick. I want to, see some vile stuff.
Well, I'm going to tell you, man, again, I give the highest praise in all the kudos in the world to Ahmed Al-Ahmed and also the gentleman who was ultimately killed. I believe many people do think just like you. I believe many people in that situation probably would have pulled that trigger. Mm-hmm. But both of them, in two separate incidents, disarmed these assailants and showed them mercy.
It's wild.
And that is that's incredible, Nick.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to them. I mean, if that's the way that we're supposed to walk this earth, to be one with the Most High, then I'm falling far from it. And I don't say that to be like, I'm glad of that, but maybe it's just the way I'm built or the way I am. I don't know. I couldn't give somebody that much mercy. I'm not him. I'm not him. I'm me. I try to be like him, but me cracks through the little cracks sometimes, and no, I couldn't have that much mercy on somebody who just took all those lives. I don't know too many people that would have mercy on them. I don't know anybody.
Yeah, truthfully speaking, I don't know that I could. I really don't know. I would like to think that I would rise above that situation, because I would love for those people to see the carnage. But I can't say that
they already saw it though. They had a first person shooter view. They already saw the carnage. What good is it going to be to have them see it again? That'd be a trophy for them. That'd be a trophy. They'd probably get more pleasure having those victims' faces and the carnage that they created flashed up on a big screen in the courtroom somewhere. They'd have more pleasure out of that. They don't feel bad. You got to think, like, I know these people. They don't feel the same things you would feel. They don't care about that. They don't give a damn about that. That's a trophy for them. We're doing them a disservice by not killing them on the spot. That's what they wanted.
Wow. And I say wow because you're probably right.
Yeah.
They for them, they're probably upset that was taken from them.
Yep, exactly.
I didn't get a chance to become a martyr.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. They wanted to die that day. That's why they went out and did it. They wanted to. They wanted to die that day. We're doing them a disservice by not at least, giving them that. We all get something out of it. But to have them sit back and watch the carnage that they created or made, no, I don't like that.
Okay, but from their standpoint, maybe it's not the outcome that they wanted. They wanted to die that day.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta believe, and everybody's not Nick Irving. So I put that out there and I preface that before I say what I'm about to say. But I gotta believe that there's a level of closure for a mother who lost her child, for a mother who lost her husband, for a father who lost his wife. Maybe sitting in that courtroom and see justice being handed down, being able to go and give a victim impact statement, being able to know that this person is going to be locked away for the remainder of his days. You don't get a quick death. You don't get to get out of this easy. Maybe for them, you know, so there's always the other side of that coin, man.
Yeah. I mean, I get where you're coming from. I could see a mother, a grieving mother, or father, or sister, or brother, you know, like that. I see it in like court cases and stuff on YouTube, but I guess I could see it like that, but I wonder, would they have felt the same gratitude if someone shot him on sight? Go ahead and just end that nightmare.
It's hard to say. And I'm gonna tell you it's hard to say only because it feels like he would have got the easy way out. Like I want this guy to suffer. He took that one bullet and he doesn't have to answer for what he did. He don't have to spend one day in torment. Like I think well, I'm not gonna say most people, but I think a lot of people would prefer, I want you to live in hell on earth and then die and go to hell.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. But yeah, I could see it. I don't know.
Okay, change topics with me for a second. Please tell me you saw the video. I mean, this video's going viral. Canton, Ohio. A young man and it's a young man and a young woman caught for shoplifting in a Walmart. Police officer take him to the back of Walmart. You know, they actually patted him down. Literally patted him down.
Wasn't good enough.
Wasn't good enough. And this young man, I believe his name is Shane Newsom, 21 years old. He had a weapon on him that for whatever reason they missed. He pulls it out. There was no threat to this man. No threat. Pulls it out. And only by the grace of God, the weapon jammed.
Yeah.
Didn't go off.
Yeah.
And he tried to fire multiple times.
Yep.
What do you, first and foremost, did you see the video?
I did. Oh yeah, I said, that's nothing but God, that's nothing but. Had to be. Divine intervention, big time, at its highest level. Had to be. Because that kid had that weapon, had been, you know, maintained. I don't know what the issue was with this weapon, or his pistol. I don't know what it was, but if everything had been fine, that cop, I don't know if that cop would have been there or been here today. And his colleagues.
I think it's fairly safe to say, I can't speak about the colleagues, but this was point blank range.
Yeah.
It's fairly safe to say that cop would not have been here.
Facts.
Had that gun been properly maintained.
Facts. I don't know how the cop missed it though. That's what blows my mind. Like, where did he put it? You know, was he on some Diddy stuff? Did he put it where Diddy would have put it? I don't know.
Yo, come on, Nick.
My bad. I don't know.
Come on, like, leave my boy alone.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I guarantee you what though, that department more than likely is going to have to go through like a whole new, or a refresher on how to properly pat down a suspect or anybody for that
As
matter.
they should.
Yeah.
As they should. You are 100% right.
Yeah.
As they should. I think anybody watching that video, if you never, I mean, that's a dangerous job. Being a first responder, being a police officer, that is that video showed it could go from 0 to 100 real quick.
Very. Oh, yeah.
There was no threat.
Right?
There was no, you know, a couple of things popped out to me, and I just want to get your thoughts on it. Number one, what is going on in the minds of these kids? Like legit, what this man was brought to the back for a simple misdemeanor attempted theft from Walmart. They wrote him a ticket and let him go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that he would have been out of there in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
What could be going through these YNs' minds when you see this? He was just ready to kill for nothing.
A strong lack of proper parenting. No good parenting in a household. I think that's where it starts. Because my dad would have whipped my ass 1,000 times prior to me even being in that situation. I think we got to bring the spankings and the beatings back. That's what I think.
Amen.
That's what I think. I think that this new generation, while we got so many YNs running around now, they didn't get belt to ass growing up. They didn't get enough belt to ass growing up from a strong, stable household, where if you talk back to an elder, my mom will rip my lips off. You know how. I mean, yeah. It was no error, no room for messing up in my house. Of course we messed up, but I got reprimanded for it, and the punishment, was just, and it fit. If I got suspended from school from fighting, my dad whipped my ass. My mom would first, and when my dad got home, he whipped my ass. And he might whip it again before I go to bed. If I didn't take the trash out, something as simple as that, my dad said, hey, take the trash out. I want the trash in the dumpster before you go to bed. I woke up, I never did it again after this, but my dad waited till like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, and he brought that trash can to my room and dumped it on my bed while I was asleep. Just dumped it on me and in the bed. Then he whipped my ass. Then I had to get all the trash up for having my room dirty, take it outside, put it out there, and then I did like some remedial training thereafter. And I went to school and acted right. Yeah.
Amen. Everything you said is 100% right. But Nick, when I watched that video, two things jumped out at me. Number one, people, they have no care. I mean, it's one thing not to value anybody else's life. But that kid was ready to throw his entire existence away at 21 years old.
He probably already did. That's what, attempted murder on a cop, at least, something?
Yeah. Something that was misdemeanor theft has now gone to all kind of felony charges, including, gun possession, attempted murder on a cop. And they're going to throw the book at this dude. This dude will not see the streets again for another 35 years.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But to think that the people just don't have a care for their own life. Like, you think I would be willing to give up 25, 35, life without parole for just nothing? Like, I don't care that much about Shawn that I'm just willing to give it up. So that's number one that stuck out to me. But number two was, if Shane Newsom was black,
they'd have shot him.
He'd have been dead.
Yeah.
like straight up, he would have took a couple of headshots.
Yep.
Because the level of restraint that officer had, because the officer drew down on him.
Yeah, yep.
and chose not to fire,
Come on.
kneed him in the face,
Come on.
gave him a couple of punches, but my brother, like, we could go through the history of cops killing black people.
That one little kid at the park. It took less than 2 seconds, and he pulled up, got out his car, and that kid had like a fake gun or whatever, and he shot him. One pointed, but the fact that he had a gun that was pointed at a cop and he still is alive, that's wild to me too.
He didn't just have a gun that was pointed at him. You could hear the clicks.
Click. Yep.
Like you heard him loud and clear.
Yep. I think, huge restraint. He had the same restraint as that one guy did, disarming that terrorist on Bondi Beach.
100%.
Yep. Maybe there's a new strain of restraint coming out, a new viral strain of restraint that I haven't caught yet. I'm gonna have to mask up because I never want that level of restraint. You point a gun at me, yeah, it's a wrap. I would think that was a sign from Ja himself, like, hey, this is your moment. You get a chance to be you again. You get a chance to be you. You got a gun pointed at me, yeah. And it didn't go off? Oh, man. That's like that's a royal flush for me.
Nah, I literally could not believe the level of restraint that cop had. I would like to think that there is just a level of grace and humanity that is, flooding. I mean, there has to be balance.
Thank you.
In this universe.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what we're witnessing. But
wow.
I can't help think that if there had been a black boy,
yep,
we would have watched them get, at a bare minimum, 2 to the face.
Facts. I agree.
Close range.
Yeah. There's not too many cases where you see a guy point a gun at a cop and not get shot.
Correct.
Not many that I don't honestly know of any, but maybe there's some out there, some video of it. Send them my way.
I don't know of any.
Okay, yeah.
I don't. I mean, we have watched all kinds of unarmed, forget armed, forget even and I'm so sorry because the kid's name escapes me, and I believe that was in Ohio also that you were talking about, where the kid was playing with a toy gun.
Yeah.
And cops laid him out without even giving any thought to the fact that this is a child. Maybe that's a toy gun. But you see the Eric Gardners. I mean, I can go back in time to the Eleanor Bumper. Just so many killed at the hands of cops.
Yeah.
And they were unarmed.
Yeah.
There were no threats. So to see this, maybe it's just balance. maybe it's as simple as that.
That's a wild, 2026, maybe just going into 2026. I don't know. A paradigm shift. It's something.
Yeah. But I give a lot of credit to that cop.
Really?
I give a lot. Oh, I do. I think we need more officers like that. I think we need more officers.
Okay.
That would wait, because if you watch that video, there was one. I don't know if he was an officer or somebody who worked there who literally, I mean, he's the real hero in this. He jumped on the kid, disarmed him. The cop pulls out, showed major restraint. But I would like to see that more often. Real talk.
But all the way around, though. All the way around.
All the way around.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I just can't.
Absolutely.
But for me, though, I'd rather have a cop who would have shot, though. Without hesitation. I mean, you're right, it's a balance, but you can only let somebody point a weapon at you for so long before your ticket's pulled and your time is up. There's only so many times you can he got lucky. He got really, really lucky. I don't even call it lucky. He was blessed that day.
He was blessed.
Yep.
That's not luck.
Right?
He was blessed.
Yeah.
We got to talk about another mass shooting. This one happened in Stockton, California.
I got family out there. My sister's out there, yeah.
Okay, so you're familiar with that area.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing I know about Stockton, California, and I hope I'm getting this right, is Nick and Nate Diaz. I think that's where they're from, UFC fighters.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know.
It's a rough area. It's rough. It's rough out there. Yeah.
That's crazy because there's nothing out there. It's like farmland.
That's probably why it's so rough. Ain't nothing else to do. People get bored. And when certain people get bored, things can get violent. You got drugs, alcohol, addiction issues, homelessness. It's a lot of stuff out. Yeah, it's bad in Stockton. Not the greatest place.
Well, November 29th, 2025, it was literally a family event at a space called Monkey Space.
Never heard of it.
It's like an event hall.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like an event hall, and they were having a birthday celebration. Several masked gunmen come in and shoot up a birthday party for kids.
Yep.
4 people died. 3 of the victim, children. Other is one of the fathers of the victim. What, Nick, we have these conversations again and again. Like, what could possess people? Like, even if you knew your op was in that space, you also knew that it's a kid's birthday party. There's going to be nothing but kids. What can possess multiple people, come in, guns drawn, and just start shooting, and then you don't even kill your intended target?
Yep. You know what it is? I mean, the mafia didn't even roll that way. You know what I mean? They don't roll that way. The women and the kids, they stay out of it. But I think that we've hit a level of thuggery, buffoonery, whatever you want to call it, that there's no more rules anymore. There's no more things to stand on. And not even that, excuse my French, but like these niggas can't even shoot these days. None of them can.
Can't shoot.
Can't even shoot. And if I had to be in a position like that, you better make sure my shots are on target. But like I said, niggas can't shoot, man. And that's what's irritating. You go out here and you think you got a 50-round drum on this, and you got this with this, and then you got an extendo and a Drake, or whatever you got. And you go out here and you think that because you have all this stuff, it makes you whatever you think you are. And you go out here and wreak havoc. You can't, and you don't hit nothing. But the wrong thing is it boils me to the bone. It pisses me off to the bone that not only do you suck at life, you suck at one of the most easiest things to do, shoot. Like, shooting is easy. If these little YNs need help shooting, I'll put out a video to help y'all hit y'all targets. Just hit what you're gonna hit. Leave the kids out of it. If you wanna go kill another little YN that's acting the same way, go for it, bro. Whatever. But 10-year-old kids, and man, I'd have to go on some like stupid stuff and try to take out your whole gang. And if I can't find a gang, well, I'm gonna do what you did to my family. I'm just gonna start taking out your block, piece by piece. I'm gonna kill a little bit here, kill a little bit there, wait till somebody you know, granny, steps out and she gets plucked from like half a mile away. I'd make it scary for you to live in a place. I don't know. That's if it was my world. I think we should all adopt, what was it, 21 Savage, where he had an idea of, you got this little YN community island or whatever. You drop them off out there and let them go play Call of Duty, put the guns in little caches and, y'all wanna go kill people, go out there and do it. Go kill each other out there, leave everybody else out of it.
Nah, I mean, it feels like that's where this world is heading. You know, back in the days, there used to be a movie called Escape from New York.
Huh.
And New York was, for lack of a better way to put it, they would drop you on the island of Manhattan, and that was the prison. And they put all of the baddest, most ruthless, most dangerous criminals, and they dropped them on the island of Manhattan and just left them. That might be the solution. Yo, okay. You know, forget the jails. We just gonna drop y'all somewhere and see who's really the baddest. See who rises to become the Lord of the Flies. Right?
And then if it were my world, the guys who make it at the end, drop a bomb on it. Just drop a bomb, put some napalm on it. Probably some napalm. I'll bring napalm back. Maybe some white phosphorus. Bring that so it stick to your skin. You can boil for a little bit. I'll do something like that. And it keeps the place clean. There's not much cleanup. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. We all fall down. There's no cleanup. You get blown away and forgotten with the wind. And then we fill the place back up when other people want to act stupid. Yeah. I'm saving a lot of taxpayer dollars.
Absolutely. You know, Nick, they're saying that the intended target was a guy named MB Nell. Allegedly, he was the intended target. This is a local rapper, self-admitted that he's a Crip. He actually interviewed with Vlad on this very channel. He did an interview with Vlad a little while ago. And he spoke about his car getting shot up 22 times in front of his mother's house.
I think I had a show, and I came back from the show. At like 4 a.m. to my mama's crib. I'm pulling in, and I always be on tip when I'm, you feel me, because all the shit that's going on. So I see a van pull in, I flip it. So I'm not facing on the street. I flip it and park it so that way my back of the car is facing it. Cause I already seen it coming. Like I had a gut in my feeling already. The van stopped, and then he just started clapping at the car. I'm inside the car, and all the nigga could do is just duck. So I'm ducking, and then dude shoot 22 times. They all hit the car against me one time. Niggas boo-boo, niggas suck.
But the craziest thing was, he was like, even though there were several attempts on his life, he wasn't leaving Stockton. He wasn't going. So here we got another alleged attempt on his life by multiple shooters. They go and just create anarchy.
Yep.
In the lives of 4 different families, 3 kids killed. And he's still walking the street.
It's only going to create more anarchy at this point, though. What do you think? I mean, if he's a true Crip, which I assume, based on from what I've seen and what you said, let's say he's a real Crip, then like, you gotta Crip out then, right? You better start Cripping out. And it's just only going to create more havoc. So, I don't know if that like, hey, y'all kids better start listening to what your favorite rappers are saying now. Fuck the streets, man. You know? You gotta leave that shit alone at some point. Leave Stockton if you can. I assume you can. I would have been left Stockton. But I'm also not a rapper.
First and foremost, Stockton, it can't be that big.
No.
I mean, you gotta be bumping into your ops at the Dollar General store.
Right, right.
I mean, you can't be that hard to find out there.
Right.
Just leave.
Yep.
Like you're not proving how hard you are.
No. And he still didn't have a major record deal, so what is it worth, man? keep uploading music on SoundCloud. If they still doing that, I don't know.
That's real talk, Nick.
You know? Can't be doing that good, working out that great for you. I'd leave Stockton, put the mic up, just stop. I think enough people don't know when to stop. You know, you could be a 40-year-old, 50-year-old rapper still on SoundCloud, pushing mixtapes out the back of your trunk. Like, man, we gotta stop, you know? I don't even know who you are. I've never heard a song. And if it's more degenerate music, I don't wanna hear it.
You know, you earlier said F the streets.
Uh-huh.
And that immediately made me think about 21 Savage.
Yeah, uh-huh.
He launched the F the streets movement.
There you go.
And immediately, a bunch of other rappers came out after him. You know, Blueface, you know, he put up a tweet.
Blueface just got out of prison though. Here's one, yeah, I mean, he's been to prison multiple times, correct?
I don't know how often.
So here's my...
I can't tell you. I know he just came home.
I'm never
he ain't been home 2 weeks.
I'm never gonna listen to a man who's been to prison multiple times. That means you're stupid. You didn't learn the first time not how to get away with it, or you're too stupid to keep going back. Either way, it's stupid. It's stupid to me. So I'm not listening to him. He can keep being in the streets. I mean, life's short. You gotta also be stupid because you haven't realized that the streets don't give you a long life, longevity. If you wanna die, man, go to the bathtub, drop a toaster in it. Get in it, drop a toaster in it. It's not that hard. If you don't wanna live that long, getting rid of yourself it's not that hard.
You know, it's crazy because Blueface, and I'm reading a tweet he put out, it says, next time say F yo street. I'm not shaking none of you niggas' hands backstage no more. I never thought I'd see the day niggas say F the streets for a 21 Savage feature. F the industry.
One, I'm like, if I were a rapper, wow, whoop-de-doo, you know, you're not gonna shake my hand no more. One, two, like, when was the last time someone was banging a Blueface album? The last time I seen pictures of him in jail, he was looking a little ditty. I don't know the man. Damn sure not scared of the man. But I'm not taking advice from a dude who looks like they had, I don't know, alphabet soup tattooed on their face. You know, it's like some little kid went on his face and said, this is artwork now. I'm not listening to a fool like that. I'm not. He can't stay out of prison, just got out of prison. Can't be that intelligent, you keep going back. You all about the streets. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's your prerogative, be about it. Be about it, but stay in the streets though. Stop being up on people's streams, acting whatever. Stay in the streets. But you don't ever see him staying in the streets. He's on everybody else's podcast, doing streams, being degenerate. You know what? Off to my island. I couldn't be the president. Okay, I'm gonna call this island the streets. Let's go to it. I couldn't be president. I don't. A lot of people wouldn't like me.
A lot of people don't like me now. It wouldn't make me no different. They didn't like Yeshua either. A lot of them, they killed him for it, but hey, it is what it is. I couldn't be president. The streets island. One-way ticket. I'll even provide free Wi-Fi. You can stream all you want out there. I'll even put a studio, just one studio, one booth in the middle of the island. You want to be a rapper? You got to fight to get to it.
You know, Blueface wasn't the only one that came out. You know, 6ix9ine, he has something to say. Boosie Badass, who is a friend to this channel. You know Boosie, he love the streets.
Yeah.
And he jumped out, you know, and pretty much said his piece.
Hey, nothing against Boosie, right? Nothing against Boosie, but where does Boosie live? How big is Boosie's house? How much money is in Boosie's bank account? When was the last time Boosie has been in the streets? Boosie can't go in the streets. He can't even legally own a gun. Or he's going to prison. So how, just because you have influence in the streets, are you in the streets? You know? How much are you about the streets? Let me live in your house. You go back to the streets. Matter of fact, don't give it to me. I know some homeless people who would love to stay at your residency. Nothing against Boosie, but at the end of the day, we gotta be a little bit more clear-minded before we talk sometimes.
You know, what is your thoughts on 6ix9ine? This guy is, I mean, he's on the record, he's a snitch.
Yep.
A CI. I mean, and he jumped out the window.
Yep.
Does this man just never learn? You know, at some point you would think 6ix9ine would just say, yo, you know what? I beat it. I'm good. I'm a multi-millionaire. I live somewhere in Florida. I made it out the hood. Like, why do you think he continues to chime in, to troll, to keep poking the bear?
Because that's what made him money in the first place. That's what I don't think he wants to give up the shtick yet. Whether he believes what he says or not, I mean, it puts money in his pocket. But I also don't think he's all the way like mentally there. There's like nothing against it, against the issue. I think there might be like a little level of autism, you know? He definitely looks like somebody who comes across as being on the spectrum, you know? So a lot of the things that he says may not be rational. I don't know. I just think he's a funny Joker, like dude. He reminds me of the Joker, but just like in a clownish way. Like, I just think he likes to poke the bear because he knows a lot of these guys won't do anything about it, these rappers. They won't do anything about it. I think he knows that, and I think that it keeps his name in mainstream, you know? It allows him to be a snitch and still go out and do certain things, like open up for the Jake Paul fight. You know, he's a clown, you know? But even clowns get paid to be in a circus, so he's just playing his role.
You know, in everything you're saying, I believe wholeheartedly. But it's so unfortunate because there was a video that came out a month and a half ago. I mean, this man lives in a gated community.
Mm-hmm.
Vlad did a tour of his house.
Yep.
But video came out with four individuals broke in and had his mother at gunpoint. Like, you can get touched. Your loved ones can get touched. Like, at what point do you say, you know what? I'm part of the 1%. I did something and God blessed me for whatever the reason it might be. Like, out of all of the people on planet Earth, God chose me to get out of the hood, chose me to change my family's zip code, their income bracket. But when you have people rolling up and putting guns on your mother, if you don't learn from that,
you might,
like,
hey,
come on.
I totally forgot about that. I take that, and I forgot. It wasn't rappers who did it, I assume. But damn, you're right. Like I said, it's a form of, he's on a spectrum. He gotta be at this point then. I don't take that back. You gotta be some form of something to even still be talking reckless after what happened to your mom. Nah, buddy, couldn't do it. And you live in the way, nah, I couldn't do it. I live in a gated community now. I didn't grow up in the streets. I was around it, Baltimore, Maryland. Back when it was Bodymore Murderland. Grew up around it. I'm from Maryland, you know? You couldn't pay me to go back. Last time I visited was back in like 2017 to visit. You couldn't pay me to go back. Still love my DMV family, but it's just not a place for me. Not a place for me. I like where I live now. I like my white neighbors. They like me too.
You know, I'm gonna tell you something, and this is as real as I could put it. We all come from the same place, and I don't care what era you grew up in, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, or some of these YNs running around now. The line you knew not to cross, which was instant, it was going down. Somebody talk about your mother. And for there to be video of somebody people rolling up and putting a gun on your moms, if you was really about that life, bodies would have been dropping that night.
Facts.
But like real talk. You couldn't even, like back in the day, they'd be like, yo, your mother. You get slapped. You was getting punched in the face.
Yep.
Soon as my mother entered the conversation, you crossed the line you ain't coming back from.
Yep.
So if you know, and I don't know 6ix9ine from Adam, I actually look at him and I feel sad for him. I do.
For what?
Like I feel sad because no matter what you do, you're never gonna be, you're not from the streets.
Right.
And you're never gonna convince the world that you are.
Yeah.
But if there was ever a chance to show the world that you was, it was when them dudes put that gun on your mother.
Yep.
And because them dudes are still breathing,
facts.
We don't believe you. You need more people. Just leave it alone.
Cold.
Real talk. I wouldn't be mad if he turned to gospel rap. I wouldn't.
No.
I'd be like, yo, you know what?
I heard it's pretty
he learned
profitable
this lesson.
too.
He's using his life and he's trying to turn. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't look at it like that. I mean, yeah. If there was a time to prove it, he would have already proved it.
Yo, Nick, I mean, I know who I'm talking to, so I'm just saying this in jest.
Mm-hmm.
But can you imagine somebody putting a gun to your mother?
Oh, no.
And still breathing?
No. You wouldn't see me for a long, long time. Very long time. Yeah. Man, no. I'm still to this day, like if someone was to disrespect my mom, I gotta knock some teeth out, you know? I gotta dismember, you gotta look in the mirror for the rest of your life being like, damn, you know? Scar for life. I gotta leave you with something. But you put a gun on my mom, you gotta leave the earth, bro. Nah,
Nah, like, real talk, I couldn't imagine, and I'm all for peace. So take what I say with a grain of salt. But I couldn't imagine, the only way you would see me, walking Jake Paul in is so I have an alibi. Because on that same night, them 4 dudes that put a gun to my mother, you can never trace it back to me. Y'all saw me walking Jake Paul down, 100 million people watched it. I wasn't there, and I got nothing to do with it.
Yep, and he's got the money to probably get away with it too.
Of course.
Yep.
But it is what it is. All right, move this thing on. Brown University. On December 13th, gunman enters the campus, Brown University, lets off about 40 rounds. When he's done, 2 people are dead, and there's something, 13 others, that are wounded. Government goes on the lam for the next 5-6 days. Within that time, an MIT professor gets gunned down. And I'd say, you know, a couple of nights ago, it all culminated with they found the gunman dead.
Yep.
What are we doing out here, Nick? Like, and before you give your thoughts on this guy, unlike most, it feels like he gave this real thought.
Mm-hmm.
He used a rental car. He switched the tags. He was using burner phones. He was taking out the SIM cards. So he was doing everything possible so that he could get away with this thing. And it felt like he was gonna.
Yep.
Where do you think, number one, this dude went wrong? First and foremost, are you familiar with this? Obviously you are.
Yeah. I don't think he went wrong. He killed himself. He offed himself. Up until that point, he was doing everything, close to almost everything, correct. I mean, those little fine details you mentioned, like removing SIM cards and changing license plates, like, yeah, that's the stuff that I have people do in the books that I write. You know, that's the stuff that you learn, or I learned during my time in special operations and getting out and working in private military. Yeah, there's some very small things that he did. He could have probably got away and they had no idea who they were even looking for. They had no idea. The fact that he offed himself, it probably, to me, it seems like paranoia set in. And he created a wall that he felt that was closing in, but there was no wall there. I don't know. He was doing a lot of stuff right, minus being caught on camera, and I would have definitely changed up my appearance a little bit more, make me look a little bit something else. But as far as what's going on, man, that's a good question. I think the world right now, the United States right now, it's a boiling pot. It's a keg ready to blow. You know, that's what I think. And people who have an agenda or just want to create havoc, they go after soft targets. And the softest targets are going to be malls, movie theaters, beaches, schools, you know, soft targets. You never see these people going up into where there's heavily armed people at and shooting it up. No. It's rare you do. If that does happen, I doubt it. Or as often as these soft targets are being hit up, it's being definitely outweighed, but I don't know. I think the mentality in this country, it's kind of sick too, though. I think there's a lot of sick people walking around, and we don't know how to address it. You know, you can't gather everybody up who has a mental illness or feels a certain type of way, because 9 times out of 10, you won't even know. And the people who do have it, they're not going to go report themselves and seek help. It takes alcoholics and drug addicts a hard enough time to admit they have a problem or an issue in the first place. It's even harder to get them into rehab, you know? So to address it, it's going to take something that I don't know the answer to. It's going to take something more than, you know, the mental health thing. I think there's a mental health issue in America, which was pushing it forward. The state of affairs, the government, I don't know what it is. I have my feelings, but
there's clearly a mental health issue in America.
Mm-hmm.
But this is where I'm sure they're gonna get me in the comments. There's also a weapons issue in America. They're too accessible. And I know you are pro, and me and you spoke offline.
Yeah.
I said I might be changing my stance on that Second Amendment.
But you should, I'm not gonna say you should, but you're almost there. You're almost there. But some of the strictest gun laws are in Australia. I have a friend who lives in Australia. He was with the Australian SAS, Special Operations, and they have some of the strictest gun laws in that country. He would come over here to shoot. We shot plenty of times over here together, but he can't have the same weapons that he has that he would like to have in that country because of the gun laws. So even with the strictest gun laws in that country, that still happened. It's not the gun. I'm armed right now, and it has not shot me. It has not shot anyone. It's not going to jump out of my waistline and start capping people. It's not going to happen. I have to do that. I'd rather it be more guns. That way, if anything does pop off, let's say an invasion, theoretically, hypothetically speaking, there's a reason why countries don't do that. It's because we're outnumbered. The population in America is outnumbered already by guns. You couldn't defeat America on its homeland because of the guns. Any other country without it, that's easy picking. America itself is an army because of the guns. It's not a gun problem. It's a people problem. It's a culture problem. It's a mental problem. It's a morals problem. It's a godliness, getting away from God, we have that problem in America. We claim to be this Christian nation or whatever. I'm not a Christian, not. Marasta. But I believe in their morals or what Christianity stands for. I think we gotten rid of a lot, and I get the whole separation between, church and state, but I think those things is what needs to be implemented a little bit more. Having more the Most High involved in people's lives are just out there. Go to these other countries and it's very prominent. Why they don't have these issues. They have other issues, but not the same ones that we have. Because I do think that some of these they put their God above all. You really don't see that much here in this country. For a lack of better words, it could be that. I don't know. But there's an issue. I don't think it's a gun issue, though.
Well, I think you're wrong on that. I think that you're right on all of the above.
Mm-hmm.
We have a morality issue. We have all types of issues.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth of the matter is, you're not suffering from mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
You are not a kid that feels stronger, more powerful, feels invincible because you got this weapon on your hip. And something that you would normally let somebody walk because now they just happen to bump you. Accidentally, you got that gun and you want to feel like a man. Oh, he disrespected me. But I say it's a gun issue primarily because they're just too damn accessible. And you brought up Australia, and they do have some of the tightest gun laws in the world. But this didn't happen, this is the worst mass shooting in 30 years out there when they did tighten up on their gun laws. So clearly, getting more guns off the streets, it works. I think we are so far on the other side of the spectrum that of course it makes sense to say, hey, I want more guns because there's a lot of them out there and we can't get them back. So if we know everybody's packing and we know people are they've just lost their mind, then I want to be armed if I'm ever find myself in that situation.
Facts.
But I think that that's a short-term solution. Long-term, we got to, listen, if you are a responsible adult, by all means, have your gun. But because they're so accessible, you got states like Florida.
Yep.
Once upon a time, you needed a permit. Florida, people are different.
Yeah.
There's no permit needed.
Same here in Texas.
You can own a gun. Same in Texas. There you go.
Yep.
And it's open carry.
Yep.
So it's like we are literally living. when you're seeing mass casualties, mass shootings, damn near every week, the response is loosening up on gun laws? I just don't see it.
What about the stabbings in like the UK, the mass stabbings?
But they're not happening at the frequency. I mean, people, there is a mental health crisis in the world.
Yeah,
we know
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
You know, people have been dealing with mental health issues, I gotta believe, since the beginning of time.
Facts, yeah.
But with technology, you know, people spend so much time on their phones, they are bugging out at levels that you know. So yes, there are gonna be mass stabbings. There's gonna, like, we're not immune to it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know that loosening up on the gun laws is this. Matter of fact, I feel completely opposite. I'm not saying take away the guns.
Okay.
I'm just saying tighten up on the gun laws so that only responsible people, or you know, we don't know how it's going to get in the hands of people who are irresponsible, but it shouldn't be this easy. It just shouldn't. And because of that, you're seeing all kinds of people who should never, ever, ever hold a gun. You know, they got 2, 3, they got arsenals.
Yeah. Supplied for more than likely by the U.S. government. They're the biggest weapons traffickers in the world. Wow. Operation Fast and Fury. We're the biggest traffickers of weapons in the world. How do you think half these weapons even get in the hood?
The Epstein files.
Mm-hmm.
Not all, but there's been a partial release of the Epstein files. Photos have been coming out and they have been all over everybody's timeline. Epstein with Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, Chris Tucker, Bill Clinton chilling in the bathtub with chicks.
Young girls.
Mick Jagger, yeah. Okay, your man Trump. Pictures came out of him, but were immediately removed after release.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about these Epstein files finally being opened? Do you think because, you know, this ultimately is about the victims.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I saw anything that, if I'm a victim, I'm saying finally, but, you know, maybe you see it different. Do you see anything that it was worth finally releasing these files, or was this just another political
nothing burger
attack by the left, and it turned out to be, in your words, a nothing burger?
I think it's always been that since the beginning. But when we say released, they're also heavily redacted. Like, we're also,
Correct.
Yeah, we're talking about the most transparent, you know, administration in history. Doesn't seem to be looking so transparent. And supposedly these files didn't even exist at one point, according to, I think, Pam Bondi. And here are a truckload of them. And that they were on her desk, and then, oh, they don't exist, but then now here we have them. Most transparent, but now they're heavily redacted. You know, I think it's all a game. I think it's a game to get people riled up about nothing. And I'm not gonna say it's nothing, but it's stuff we already knew. All these people who were on the list, we already knew it. Chris Tucker, I didn't know Michael Jackson was on the list, I didn't know that, but damn, you know, they got Mike too. I think to get to that level of eliteness, whatever you wanna call it, you got a lot of dirt underneath your nails, and you're put into positions. And they call everybody, oh, he's an industry plant. I think everybody's an industry plant at that level. To a certain degree, like to even climb that ladder. There's a lot of dirt, but what did we really get from this Epstein list thing other than what we already knew? Like, most of our politicians, celebrities, people that people worship, like they're sick individuals. But hey, the 10 Commandments told me a long time ago, you should have no idol above me. So I don't put anybody else up on that pedestal. Everybody, a lot of other people do, but this is what happens when you do. You find out that they dabble in stuff that is, you know, an abomination.
Well, you know, when I saw many of the photos being released, and like you said, the files were so heavily redacted, you got nothing out of that.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just political weaponry at its best, man. Like, let's just call it what it is. Let's just go down this list.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson. Do you think there's an accident that, you know, one of the first photos released is a man who went on trial for being a pedophile.
Exactly.
Who has all kind of accusations around his name in terms of playing with little kids.
Yep.
And they put it out there to the world, convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein standing next to the king of pop.
Oh, yeah.
Who has pedophilia all in, you know, and just for the record, I don't, but me personally, I believe that that's all BS with
Me
Mike,
too.
but I don't think it's an accident.
Me too.
That they tried to pair that picture together.
Of course. Yep.
You know, people like Bill Clinton.
Yep.
Bill Clinton is a Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, soft target, to use your word.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, this is a guy who got caught getting head in the Oval Office. Mm-hmm. Everybody know Bill be getting his freak on.
Yep.
So you know, go ahead and release that picture. Like, this is easy to believe. But meanwhile, I see no prominent Republicans, nobody from the right. Just so happens with all of this guy's political ties and connects, there's nobody on the left. You got Chris Tucker, poor Diana Ross. How the hell she got in this mix?
I know. Yeah. Yeah, it's all propaganda, I believe, and weaponry. Yeah, I didn't look at it like that as far as being like heavily one-sided, you know, against this political party. I didn't look at it like that. But yeah, now I'm gonna have to go back and look at the list and find out some political affiliations. It better not be all, you know, one-sided.
You know, Nick, either which way, I'm so sick of the political games going on both sides. Unless this is really going to bring a level of closure to the victims of Epstein's heinous crimes, what was the point? There's millions and millions of dollars that have been lost. So much time. We're watching, you know, politicians sink lower and lower, and I feel like in the end, in this case in particular, nothing's come about.
Exactly.
So what was the point?
Exactly. What's the point? It's theater, political theater.
It's theater. There you go. There you go. Rob Reiner.
Yep.
You know, beloved actor, director, writer, was killed along with his wife by their child. Nick Reiner, his child, he stabbed him to death. Like, stabbing that's an intimate act right there. You know, stabbed them multiple times and slit their throats. Were you surprised when you got that news?
No, I mean, he already had a long case. The kid had a long case of having issues, you know? It's a sick world, I think, we live in. But he had already had like a long history of having mental health issues. To kill your parents, I can't relate to that. I think that's just beyond sick, but not surprised though. Not surprised. Just based on what I already knew about him, his history with mental health and depression and everything else. I don't think that should have been the cause or the route that he took, you know, to kill his family, but I mean, it really doesn't surprise me though. Dude was messed up in the head. Messed up.
Nah, they're saying he was on all kinds of drugs, and I'm talking about prescribed drugs.
Those are the worst kind.
Yeah.
Teach their own. Yeah. Yep.
He was on all kind of drugs. He was also on illegal drugs. You know, this is somebody who was diagnosed schizophrenic. It's a sad, sad case across the board.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
And here's the crazy part. Like, what do you even do when you kill your parents? For somebody like him, he lived with his parents. I gotta believe he didn't hold down a full-time job, so
No.
all of his income comes from his parents. I'm sure him sitting in jail right now, the first thing that he wants to do is call his parents. And he's the reason that call will never happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know the afterlife's waiting, but in his situation, I mean, he cut off his lifeline, you know? He cut the umbilical cord.
Yes, he did.
For real. I couldn't imagine doing something like that to my, nah, that's beyond me, man. That's beyond me. But he was sick though. He was sick. He was sick.
Rest in peace to Rob Reiner and his wife. Nah, I agree. He was sick. I don't think, this is a death penalty case. I don't think that they're gonna go for the death penalty. I think that there's too much evidence leaning to the side of, you know, he wasn't in his right mind. And if there was ever a case.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think they'll do the death penalty on him. He'll just sit in prison for the rest of his life.
Yeah. Nick, I never asked you this, but would you let your son join the military?
No, not happening. Not happening. I won't let him live through what I had to live, what I lived through. Won't happen. But yeah, can't happen. Against it in my household.
What if he said he wanted to?
No. He knows me enough. Like, he's seen Dad and what Dad has to live through. You know, he's seen enough. Hopefully that sticks with him, but there's no way in hell no. I can only control him for so long. My parents, at one point, my mom, she did not want me to join. When it came time to sign the legal guardianship paperwork to let me be entered into the military at 17. But like my dad told my mom, like, once he turns 18, that's a grown man. He's gonna do what he wants to do anyways. I'm just hoping I'm raising my son and he's seen enough to know that that's not the route that he has to take.
Okay, before I let you up out of here, I never asked you this question as well. What's your favorite gun and why?
Rifle or pistol?
Both.
Rifle, I'm gonna have to go with a SR. I mean, I say it's old school, it's not, but a Knight's Armament SR-25 suppressed, a semi-automatic. I can stretch it out to 800 meters, 1,000 yards, 1,000 meters on like a really good day, but humidity, temperature, density, altitude has to be on point. Consistent up to like 800. I like that. And for pistol, I'm a Glock guy, but I'm enjoying like my SIG AXG Legion, SIG P365 AXG Legion. Just like the way it feels, like the way it shoots. It's flat. I can crank out some rounds with it, but yeah, for those, like for right now in my life, yeah, I would. Those are my favorite rifle and pistol. Yeah, but I'm also like a big AR guy too. So, yeah, rifle. I did sniper rifle. My rifle system is going to be AR-15. I have a Geisley. It's like on the higher end of ARs, but I'm gonna have to go with the AR. Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Got you.
And that's only because I fought with it overseas. Yeah.
So you got a personal attachment.
Very personal. Like, I sleep with it. Not in the bed with me, but very accessible at night. Yeah. If you bring it to my home, that's what you're getting hit with. You're getting hit with the 800 lumen light and some 5.56. My wife might pepper you up with the Glock. I don't know. My pit bull, he'll clean up a little bit of the mess before the crime scene investigators get there. Not crime scene, it wouldn't be a crime. You broke into my house, but whoever the people are to clean up the mess, my dog would have already helped out with the brains. So it's one less thing they have to clean up. I just know dogs like brains from being overseas. I know dogs will eat brain matter, yeah.
Hold on, I was about to end this. What?
The dogs that we had, yeah, I know for a fact, like, they like brains. They liked human brain. They would eat the human brains, yeah.
You've watched dogs eat human brain?
Yeah. You shoot a guy in the face or the head and brains pop out, yeah. The dog would come by and he'll eat it. Oh,
Are you serious?
Dead ass. I've seen a dog, like we had some violent dogs. I've seen a dog grab a guy, drag him from underneath the car, and punctured his lung, gave him a tension pneumothorax. I believe we had to fucking treat that. But like shooting a guy in the head, yeah, I've seen dogs munch on human brain. It seems to me like they like it. I would think my dog would like it. It's like warm meat.
What type of dogs did y'all have overseas?
Belgians.
Is there a reason for that particular breed?
They're like little missiles. They're like little rockets, like cruise missiles. When you say go get this, they go get it. Very violent, highly driven, motivated dogs. So like a mini German Shepherd, but way deadlier.
And they like brain.
I think all dogs do. I think like some of the stray dogs overseas that, would run around like rats out there, I've seen them eat body parts, but we didn't let our dogs eat body parts. But if there was like brain on the floor, you really can't help, they would just eat it up, yeah.
Yo, Nick, the craziest thing about you is you talk about this like we talking about the game last night.
Because for me, it was like the game.
My word to everything. I was about to pack this up, and you sit here so nonchalant. You legit are talking about dogs. Well, I think they do. I think all dogs like brain. Like, this is nuts.
Yeah, I've seen it enough to be like, oh, they must like it. It looks like they like it to me. I've never seen a dog like gag off of it. No, pause. I've never seen that. But I've seen enough dogs eat human brains. I would assume mine would too. I mean, my dog's he likes raw meat. So I got, 2 pit bulls, but they eat raw, they have a raw diet. They love raw meat. So I would only assume if I shot someone in my home, I'm gonna have a hard time getting my dog away from that, Like, he listens, but at the same time, dogs gotta do what a dog's gotta do,
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, Nick. I don't think nobody's gonna be breaking in your home. I think people are crystal clear.
No, I got a pretty good security.
I'm gonna skip that house.
I got good security. Good security.
All you gotta do is put a picture of yourself out there. Just put a photo of yourself on the front door. Dudes would be like, yo, you know what? I'm a pet. Like, I know who that is.
I'm good. I'm low key. Low key.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
yeah, okay. You might be low key, but that reputation is real, bro. I don't think we ain't never gonna see somebody breaking in your crib like they did 6ix9ine and holding your wife at gunpoint the way they held his mother. That ain't gonna happen.
My wife's gonna catch bodies that day. Bodies. My neighbors would join in. No, I got some really good neighbors. You get shot, yeah, you get shot. This is Texas. My neighbors would shoot you before you even got on my doorstep. My neighbors would shoot you. I gave my neighbors a few guns.
With that being said, Nick, it's always my pleasure. We're just in it there, man. This is always a great conversation. You always keep me smiling as well as, fascinated, because I learn something new every time we talk. But
All good.
Happy holidays to you, your family, and you know, we don't speak before the new year. Happy New Year, my brother.
Same to you, brother. Same to you. I appreciate it.
All right, as always, I love you, and I'll see you next go round. Be good, bro.
Same, brother, same.